It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chllie Falls.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. Back on the air after, a week off. A week and then some extra days thrown in. We'll try to bring everybody up to date on everything this morning. A couple things you need to be aware of off the top in case it happens as we're speaking. I still have a hell of a cough, folks. If I go off on a tangent, I mute myself and you see me struggling in the background to breathe, that's going to happen. Don't panic. Unless I pass out and fall on the floor, then you can panic. But yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I do have my oxygen close. I've got a drink close. Hopefully we can get through this without a whole lot of disruption. All right, so we go actually back to last Friday. After I did the show on Friday, things were fine here Friday afternoon and evening until sometime in the middle of the night. And a very dark cloud had descended over my cave. So dark, in fact, that at 6 o'clock in the morning, my time, excuse me, don't mean to be coughing in your face, folks. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I was on the phone, waking John up, my amigo John from Crookston, Minnesota, waking him up. This is how completely out of it I was. And raising hell with him why he couldn't fix my TV remote from his phone. I hope that makes more sense to you than it does to me, because it didn't to him. And then I got pissed at him because he couldn't fix it. Well, this went on several times during the day with me banging the hell out of Amanda for the same thing. And she getting sick and tired of me keep asking her the same question over and again. She tells me, shows me what I'm doing wrong. It's like I don't use my remote. In the meantime, John's starting to tell people that, hey, you need to take a look at him. There's something not right. Well, eventually she brought my doctor, my home doctor in on the phone, and basically they all decided over my objection, yeah, let's call the EMT and go to the hospital. So that's what we did. I spent about 8 or 9 hours in the hospital. This wasn't the first time I had one of these comatose exercises. I had one once before, scared the crap out of me that time too. That was when Amanda came in the room and found me that way. And I did talk him out of taking me to the hospital. And I did bounce back later on that day. This was a lot longer. I was well into the evening before I got back where I had any faculties at all. Of course, they ran tests and did all that stuff. They're treating me for double pneumonia again. The way I'm coughing, I'm not going to object to that at all. I had crusty crap all over my eyes. So I've got special medication for my eyes now, which might face might have a tendency of being a little redder than normal. Before I left the hospital, 9 or 10 o'clock, however late it was Friday night, they gave me 2 intravenous treatments of strong antibiotics for the pneumonia, and sent me home. So that's where we are. Week. At least the 15 to 18 hours that I was basically comatose. I have no other word to describe it. Where my brain wasn't functioning. I definitely had a brain fog. Obviously, I was coughing like crazy, breathing horribly. They've tried adjusting oxygen. It doesn't seem to do much one way or the other. It was just, that was a bad 15, 18 hours. And I realized what the alternatives to that are, and I don't like them much better either. So we're going to try to get back on somewhat of a normal basis again. I understand Tom has gotten sicker. I hope he's better. He did call yesterday. And quite frankly, I was at a point where I had to take a break, and I wasn't up to talking when he called yesterday. So I will do better than that. But yeah, it's just going to take me some time to get my wheels back under me again and to get started. What the hell? I missed the Naked Gardening Day. That was Saturday, the first Saturday of May every year. That was one of the highlights of the year for me, that and the Kentucky Derby. When Jason was, if they kept me overnight in the hospital, Jason was going to come home. When they decided to let me go home, then he says, okay, then I'll hold back until, we needed another time. I said, okay, that's fine. So he and Katie are going to come over for Father's Day weekend, which will be nice. Give me a chance to be with them. And folks, who knows how much longer I'm going to last? Certainly, I hope to last a lot longer. But one of these periods, my time will be up, guys. And don't worry about it. I'm ready when that happens. I'm totally aware that I've been on borrowed time for a long time. That doesn't mean I'm going to quit. Doesn't mean I'm going to keep trying to do things that I want to do. Keep expanding my channel. Keep doing all those things. It'll one of these days. All right, so let's go on and see if I can stumble through this. So, trying to get back to normal when I've had so many days that I haven't been there. Thankfully, John, bless his heart, jumped in and filled in a couple days just to put something on the air that I wasn't dead. He now has ways of contacting Amanda, Jason. So he'll if something happens to me, he's going to know about it. And there's been similar contacts with Hot Air Tom. So y'all keep me in a circle to let everybody know when the day comes. The day comes. That's all. Don't mourn it. I'm not. I would be happier if they just let me get on a boat and pitch me overboard. That would make me happy. All right, so getting back to normal today. This is the 7th day of May. Of course, the show is brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scoot Around, and by Chilliescruises. We do have a breaking news story leading today that changed an hour ago. The breaking news is Disney to Abu Dhabi. What was going to be the lead story, the feds target 11 crew members. Also today, we're going to talk about Hawaii adding a cruise tax, Mexico slashing their cruise tax, World America makes the first rescue, murder investigation launched on the Virtuosa, and Carnival to establish unified headquarters in Miami. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Guys, I feel like I'm a crime writer. I mean, goodness gracious. But that's what's going on in the cruise world. So I am going to continue my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedule. Something major happens, okay, I might throw a special one in. I don't know. I'll never know what I'm going to be doing or how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to bounce back from today. We're just going to have to kind of play it by ear. And for that, folks, my apologies. I did consider some just completely shutting it down. And I said, no, I can't do that. So, all right. I guess it's time to continue on with today's show. Before I get to, there's a couple things that I've got to handle yet. Today is National Roast Leg of Lamb Day. Hot Air Tom will be real happy about that. I don't dislike leg of lamb or lamb chops or any of those things. I'll eat it. Overall, not my favorite. I tend to be more of a beef, pork, chicken person. But I like lamb. I like hero sandwiches, which is lamb, or a lamb pork mixture, depending on who's making it. But anyway, go have a leg of lamb today. This day in 1954, pushing 6 years old. Construction begins on the world's longest suspension bridge. The Mackinac Bridge opened to traffic 3 years later in November of 1957, connecting the upper and lower peninsulas of Michigan for the first time. Pretty awesome. If you're a podcast person, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. We're going to do this 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I still have so much to catch up on from this last 4 months of travel that I'm going to be doing stuff forever, it'll seem. Plus, I'm still playing with how to expand the news portion of my channel into shorts for the mass market. There are times that I do really well on TikTok. I never do very well on Instagram. Times that I do extraordinarily well on YouTube, but not necessarily with the live shows. It's really funky. But I'll keep swinging the bat and hopefully hit a home run one of these days. So, all right. I'll be back with the first news stories today, folks, after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. Oh, man, did I do that? I hope I didn't kick everybody off. It shouldn't be. All right. I'm not sure what I just did, folks. So let's see. Make sure I'm still on the air, and we'll get ready. Let's see if we did stay. All right. So let's go talk about Disney. In breaking news this morning, the Walt Disney Company announced today that it has reached an agreement with immersive destination and experiences company Miral to bring a park and resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, in the United Arab Emirates. This will be Disney's 7th theme park resort, and it will be fully developed and built by Miral. Disney's Imaginers will lead creative design and operational oversight on the project. The entertainment giant will not be investing capital in the project, but will reap the benefits of royalties. Congratulations to Disney on their upcoming 7th worldwide theme park and resort. Before we get to other stuff, I meant to do this. That's our friend Jamin and his lovely family. They were at California's Walt Disney, and then did a cruise to the Mexican Riviera. And this, of course, is my lovely Bonnie. She found a duck on her balcony. And so I wanted to point this out. There's only one thing in my life that would be better than having cruised with Bonnie. And that would be having the chance to cruise with Bonnie in Alaska. Because she's been up there a bunch of times and probably knows more than I'll ever know. And we've tried several times, and either her health sucked or my health sucked, and we've not been able to do it. So I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that she's in Alaska, because I know how she loves it. I'm sorry I'm not up there with her. So, Bonnie, I am enjoying following you along as usual. She was in the glaciers yesterday and shared a few pictures along the way. Oops, I missed one. I think that one. I missed that one. Yeah. That was my mind went blank as to which glacier. Anyway, she's up there in one of the glaciers yesterday. So, all right, let's move right along to the. Oh yeah, I got to take it off, don't I? To the next news story, which is back down here. And this was the one that was going to be the lead before Disney decided to go to Abu Dhabi. A joint federal operation of U.S. cruise ports has led to the arrest or removal of 11 cruise ship crew members linked to child exploitation offenses, according to the Customs and Border Patrol. Led by Customs and Border Patrol's Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport Human Trafficking Unit, the coordinated efforts involved Port Canaveral, Port of Galveston, and other major U.S. cruise ports. One crew member was arrested after agents discovered reportedly illicit content while 10 others were deported from the U.S. following investigations. In the multi-agency sweep, Border Patrol agents worked alongside Homeland Security Investigation, TSA, the Federal Air Marshal Service, and local law enforcement. Hey, travelers planning on a trip to Florida? We've extended our discounts on mobility equipment rentals in Orlando and Kissimmee throughout the spring. Save on scooters, wheelchairs, power chairs, and more. These offers are valid for popular locations like Disney World, Universal Studios, and SeaWorld. Orlando mobility rentals are 15% off until May 31st, 2025. Call Scootaround at 1-888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rates. Cruises to Hawaii are about to get more expensive from 2026. The Hawaii State Legislature has hiked the transient accommodations tax, which will now for the first time impact cruise ship passengers for every Hawaii port's call. The transient accommodations tax was created to generate revenue for stays at hotels, short-term rentals, and timeshare properties. With Hawaii taxes up, Mexico taxes have been slashed. The new tourist tax for cruise guests visiting Mexico has been slashed to a far lower fee than the original $42 proposal that was proposed, but the low rate won't last long. The long resident fee was first passed in February of 2024 at a rate of $42 per person, which would also apply for a full sailing rather than individual ports of call. Still, for a family of four, the extra $168 could be a bit of a sticker shock for any cruise vacation. Outcry from the cruise industry quickly followed, including the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, which represent 23 cruise lines, and asked for reconsideration. The implementation of the new fee was quickly delayed from January 1st of 2025 to July 1st of 2025, while various compromises were explored. Now, a more gradual reduction of the fee has been approved. According to Riviera Maya News, the fee will begin at just $5 per cruise passenger from July the 1st. In 2026, the fee will be raised to $10 per passenger, while in 2027, it will be $21 per person. It is not clear whether those increases will be for 1 year or just what the schedule will be. The fees will be collected by the cruise line, likely by adding them to the cruise fares as part of the existing port fees and taxes. Cruise lines pay those fees for docking in the different ports and typically estimate the fees when cruise fares are published and voyages are offered for sale. If fees are dramatically overestimated, refunds are given to guests, usually as an onboard credit. If a cruise line underestimates the fees and taxes, that cost could be deducted from a sailing's profit margin and the estimate adjusted accordingly for future sailings. Similar tourist taxes are not uncommon in many destinations, but not all of them impact cruise guests. The non-resident tax in Mexico, for example, has been in effect since 1999. The travelers who spent fewer than 7 days in Mexico, however, were previously exempted, including cruise guests. MSC Cruises' brand new flagship, MSC World America, is quickly becoming known for luxurious spaces, thrilling onboard rides, delicious dining, stunning entertainment, and so much more. But it's the smallest thing the ship brought to other mariners on a much smaller craft on Sunday that is, in fact, most meaningful. While the ship was en route to Costa Maya, Mexico, the massive cruise ship responded to an assistance request from a small boat that was accordingly or accidentally adrift. The lucky encounter happened south of the Florida Keys when MSC World America responded to a request from the small diving boat that had apparently run out of fuel. While the individuals on board were not injured and did not require any assistance, the cruise ship did help refuel the stranded vessel so it could safely continue on its way. Fuel was the only difficulty, and there appeared to be no engine trouble or other mechanical problems. No details were immediately available about how far from shore the stranded boat was at the time. When adrift, however, a small boat can easily meander for literally miles from its expanded route or typical cruising region. The boat did have sunset divers on its cabin, but it is unclear whether or not the vessel belongs to the scuba diving company, which is based in Grand Cayman, far distant from where the encounter occurred. Congratulations to the World America. It's had a full run of it here in the first couple weeks of existence. Please beware, folks, that Allianz has implemented a change to their cancellation policy effective March 28, 2024. The key changes in the policies are residents from Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Montana, South Carolina, and Indiana no longer have the option to cancel any time before departure. All states except New York are now subject to a 15-day cancellation window. Only New York residents can still cancel anytime. If you're interested in Allianz travel insurance or the brilliant annual policies from Allianz, give me a call, 434-258-9264. We'll take care of your travel insurance before your next trip. A weekend cruise from England to Belgium took a tragic turn after a 60-year-old man died aboard the MSC Virtuosa. Just 2.5 hours after departing from Southampton on England's southern coast for Bruges on May the 3rd via the English Channel, a fight occurred aboard the 4,842 passenger ship, having one guest found dead. The ship left Southampton at 6 p.m. on Saturday and was reported that around 8:30 p.m. a 60-year-old man died following an altercation, said Hampshire and Isle of Wight police. His next of kin have been informed, and we are being supported by specialist officers. Details on what happened are vague and remain under investigation. However, the ship remained on course and visited Bruges on the 4th before returning to Southampton on the 5th, where police met the ship and the docks. The MSC Cruises confirmed an incident took place without providing any further details. I guess we can talk to Pittsburgh Jason as he was on that cruise. Maybe he'll know something. The world's largest cruise ship owner, Carnival Corporation, has announced plans to consolidate its North American shoreside operation into a new headquarters located in Miami's Waterford Business District. Scheduled for completion in 2028, the multi-building campus will span between 600,000 and 700,000 square feet and accommodate over 2,000 employees. This initiative marks the first time the company will house the majority of its North American staff, including personnel from Carnival Cruise Line, Princess, Holland America, Seabourn, Cunard, and Costa within the single facility. All right, here's today's cruise special from Alaska Travel Desk and Chillie's Cruises. This is the MSC Grandiosa that we've talked about this morning, sailing from Port Canaveral on December the 6th, 2025. Stops at Nassau, Ocean Key, Puerto Plata, and back to Port Canaveral. Inside cabins start at $469 per person. Solo cabins start at $664. If you'd like more information on the MSC Grandiosa cruise from Port Canaveral, call Alaska Travel Desk at 907-531-9140 or Chillie Cruises at 434-258-9264. MSC Grandiosa, sailing from Port Canaveral on December 6th. All right, and that's going to put an end to the news portion of today's show. I did get through it without croaking. That's always a good sign. Let's go over and see who is in the chat room, probably fussing at me for something. Jallo Alu, hello, how are you doing? Fine, that's the next person. Great to see you back in action. Thank you, Hot Air Tom. I hope you're feeling better than I am. I'm still pretty shaky. Tom says, good morning to everyone. John says, just a little warm up. I've talked to the big guy, and yes, there is a show now 15 minutes away, and even a special shirt to celebrate. My God, what's he got on, I wonder. Folks, shameless plug, remember, we can ship the THC edibles to 48 states. Please get a hold of me if you're using these products. I have great deals and ship right to your home. Hey, John, that's all right. You can put a plug in. You're always welcome to advertise on my show. You know that well. 11 minutes to Chillie. Oh my God, he's doing a countdown too. I can't tell you, folks, it's just hard for me to tell you how much these two men mean to me. Between Hot Air Tom and John, it's just unbelievable. Gary Older Than Dirt. Hi, Gary. 3 minutes, everyone. Holy cow. Please take your seats and put your chairs and tray tables in their upright and locked positions. Oh, my God. Amy's with us. Welcome back. You've been missed. Thank you, Amy. There's Elizabeth. Welcome back, Chillie. So happy to see you. Greetings, everyone, from sunny Playa del Carmen. Bob's with us this morning. Welcome back, Chillie. Good morning to you, Bob. There's Sunny down in Mississippi. Yay, Chillie's here. And so is John, yes. And I so appreciate everything he's done. I mean, except for not fixing my damn clicker for the television. I still don't understand why he didn't fix it. Can't you fix somebody's television clicker on your phone? Sounds like it should be able to be done. Wow. And then I got mad at him about it. This puts a whole new meaning to the term brain fog. I'll tell you that, folks. Joanne says, glad to see you're okay. Well, excuse. There we go. I hate this. You are the best and so funny, Sonny says. There's Gretchen out in Ohio. Spent my weekend in the hospital too. It's no fun. Joanne, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it wasn't anything serious. I don't know. Anyway, going to the hospital these days is serious. Cindy's with us. Hi, Cindy Lee. Glad you were back on here. So sorry you were both sick. Oh, Joanne had a heart arrhythmia. That's not good. That's one of the things that's amazing with all my problems. The heart's not one of them. And you think the abuse I've put my body through over the years, my heart would be shot. Joanne says you look good. I don't feel real good, quite frankly. Elizabeth says, crazy stuff happening on ships. I'm glad I'm on vacation for a while. There's Roger. I'm in the, oh, you're on the Viking Forsetti? I'm not familiar with that one, Roger. Gary says, still here. Sonny says, you're still here. Yeah, that's when I thought I cut y'all off in my own show. Well. Again, those technical things get me out of trouble sometimes. Just ask John. There's Todd. Good morning, everyone. Cool to hear about the Mackinac Bridge. That's in my neck of the woods. Yep. You are up there. Our Scottish Highlands Garden Haven. Welcome back. Thank you very much. It's good to have you back with us, too. Pittsburgh Jason is on the Virtuosa now. The murder happened just prior to his cruise. Okay, so I picked up a few little bits and pieces as I've gone through this. One, this was a short cruise that he won. It was a free cruise. I'm not sure how he won it or what he did to win it. But it was it's a shorty. It's a 3-day or 4-day. I don't remember which it was. And I thought it was one cruise off from the murder cruise. So thank you for that, Hot Air Tom. Still I'd like to talk to him and ask him about it and find out more about how he got a free cruise. I'm always looking for those. Elizabeth says, hit the thumbs up, everyone. Yeah, he said the pizza was terrible. I don't know if that was just a bad weekend cruise because, I mean, I got a ton of people that have been on Virtuosa and loved it and are on it multiple times a year. And people that cruise a lot. You know, when you go on a ship 3, 4, or 5 times in a year, you love that ship. And, you know, I've been on 11 MSC cruises total. I have not been on Virtuosa. I've got a couple now coming up that'll be new for me. Poesia and Grandiosa, Virtuosa's sister. But of the 11 cruises I've done from MSC, I don't think I had a bad meal. Yeah, it's different. It's a European-based, and anymore, not so much European-based as it once was. I'm surprised to hear someone really complain harshly that knows cruising about it. I'm surprised at that. So, and again, I don't know. Maybe they had a bad weekend. Maybe they had some bad supply come in. Maybe, I don't know. So the main thing is that I've found with MSC, if you have a problem, You report it to somebody and they're going to fix it. Or if they can't fix it, they're going to try to do something about it. The TV remote made me think of my departed cousin. While we were in New Orleans a couple of years ago, she couldn't work the TV remote and got so upset. She decided to dive. Was not allowed to drive, decided to drive and had a massive stroke, which we caused by the remote. It's all Comcast's fault. Yeah, close. I about had a stroke because of mine. Cindy says she always loves MSC pizza. I never had a problem with MSC pizza either. Katie says, so glad you're doing better. Miss seeing you on the air. I thought MSC Meraviglia was actually pretty good. I like the Meraviglias. I've been on Meraviglia 4 times now. Some people that brought you on the fake park sausages. Same people that bought you on the fake park sausages. Maybe those people came with the nasty sausage. Yeah, that could be. All right. That's going to wrap me up for today, folks. Let me go rest my voice. And we'll see about getting some more work done during the day today. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. Hopefully one day soon, we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody. And we'll see you on the other side.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.